Hello and welcome back to another episode on the Wealth in Christ show, where we inspire the masses to become financially free without compromising their faith. I'm your host, Dami, and today we'll be having a conversation about history. And the conversation will be about how history repeats itself and why it's important for us to understand the lesson that history continues to teach us in order to become financially free. Every year, we're faced with challenges that make us question whether it's a good time to invest. It's a good time to start building towards financial freedom. Whether this is a good time to start a business, whether it's a good time to get into real estate, get into the markets, or whether it be challenges such as war, natural disaster, health crisis, political turmoil, and practically, this year in the United States is election year. So it just makes many of us have like questions on whether this is a good time to invest, whether the market's gonna crash, whether the real estate market's gonna crash, whether we're gonna go into a recession. There's so many of these questions that are constantly asked, and these questions are often recycled on a year-to-year basis. There's always one thing or another, one factor or another that's always being recycled in the news to make people fearful of investing, to make people fearful of planning for the future and looking forward to how they can become financial free. It's easy to get discouraged when you're constantly hearing about war, natural disaster, health crisis, political turmoil. Like in specifically the United States, election year. It creates a lot of fear. It creates a lot of uncertainty on what's going to happen. To the money, to the investments, to the business that you have, or you may be thinking of starting. How would things play out? But when you're able to understand history or you study history, you become a student of history, it makes it much manageable and much easier to prepare yourself for the different cycles and seasons that you will face in order to achieve financial freedom. And Ecclesiastes 3 verse 1 reminds us to everything there's a season, a time for every purpose under heaven. And knowing this truth, and keeping this in mind that, history repeats itself and, there's different seasons, it will allow us as Christians, as believers, to understand how to go about investing, how to go about building wealth in this typical season. Because every season is a new opportunity for you to get closer to your goal, to your dream of becoming financial free. And just like I mentioned already, this year is no different from any other year. It has been present. This year there has been a lot said in regards, to make people not invest. Whether it's election, whether it's shift in markets, whether it's inflation, whether it's a possible of having a recession. So many things that have been said this year, and that kept shaking you, that can have discouraged you. But one thing I want you guys to know is, that during challenging times is when people become wealthy. The wealthy often grow more wealthier in challenging times. If you look back in COVID, multiple millionaires, billionaires grew their wealth during a time period where everybody was fearful. Everybody didn't couldn't see anything good come out of it. And one of the greatest investors, famously said, "Be fearful when others are greedy, and greedy when others are fearful." This principle holds true throughout history. When people are fearful, scared to invest their money, that's the time where people who are prepared and rich people particularly build their wealth. This is the time they start businesses. This is where time they pour into the markets, whether it's real estate, whether it's stocks, whatever business that they may be interested in, and take advantage of that opportunity. I think that I can point you guys back to in order to see that during challenging times, wealthy people become more wealthier. And it's a great opportunity for those who are not wealthy to become wealthy. If you starting off with the Great Depression, during the Great Depression when the economy was not well, many people who bought assets at a discount price profited when the market recovered. Or if you're talking about World War II, war contractors and investors in war-related industries saw significant growth, and the whole saw significant growth. Whether it's the 1973 oil crisis, oil producers and auto engineering companies experiment increased revenues and demand. What is the Black Monday? 1987, short seller and those who bought stock after the crash benefit from the recovery. You go into the global financial crisis, short sellers and bargain hunters who bought assets at a discounted price benefit from when the market eventually recovered, as well as those who betted for the market to crash. Also, was especially those who betted for the market to crash, but all for the recession to happen. You watch the movie The Big Short. It explains how an investor who betted the market will crash, and it actually did. And as a result, he was able to grow a large sum of wealth for himself and other people who also believe in that same vision. And even recently, not looking too far back, in 2020, COVID-19 happened, which took the world for surprise. It brought unprecedented challenges, it disrupted the economy, and it caused wide spread employment and led to global uncertainty. So this is something that didn't just affect a specific aspect of the world, but affect us globally. For many, it was a time of fear and loss. Businesses closed, stock market crashed. The entire industry was left wondering what would happen. Yet, in the middle of this chaos, some individuals and business thrived. One of the most significant shifts during the pandemic was the acceleration of digital transformation with lockdown in place and social distance measure enforced. Businesses such as Amazon saw a massive surge in demand as consumers shifted to online shopping. In fact, Amazon stock prices doubled during the pandemic, making it one of the most profitable companies in the world at that time. And similar companies like Zoom and other companies that was able to provide value to society during that time was able to see great rewards, great benefits. And it was just not only large corporations that have mentioned such as Amazon, Shopify, Zoom, and so on, but small business entrepreneurs who was quick to pivot their operations to meet new demands also found success. Whether it's a local restaurant which switched to delivery service, fitness trainer offering virtual classes, retail moving their sales online. These are so many different business and different avenues that people have taken during the pandemic, to continue to make money, to continue to work on their dreams to become financial free. But one thing I want to bring your attention to is that Oxfam International also reported that 573 new billionaires were created during the pandemic at a rate of one every 30 hours. And you can see this surge helped so many people at the same time. It also did hurt a lot of people. A lot of businesses did close down as a result of COVID. But and even today, a lot of businesses still closing down as a result of COVID. But even still, you know, a lot of people were able to still profit and change their family financial, were able to change their family tree financially, through COVID. And it kind of reminds me of a scripture, which is Proverbs 21:20, which states, "The wise store up choice food and olive, but the fool gulp theirs down." Many individuals in business that had emergency savings, diverse investments, or adaptable business were able to survive COVID-19. That's why it's very important to not, spend all your money at once. It's always good to have a heavy it's always good to have some type of cash on you in order to take advantage of the different opportunities that may come your way. If all your money's into your real estate business, all your money's into your stock portfolio, all your money's into your business, you have nothing saved. When things like COVID-19 happen, or Black Monday, or the 2008 financial crisis, and you don't have any kind of reserve, you want to buy assets, or take advantage of the opportunity presented to you because you don't have anything to work with. And because in during this time, you realize that banks are not willing to lend as much during these time of crisis. That's why it's always important, I would say here, people that benefit, and I said it before, people that benefit and became millionaires and billionaires, they were able to pivot and it was able to take advantage of such opportunity because they had the resource available to them, because they knew, and businesses and model who were better positioned financially was able to weather the storm of COVID-19. They had the, like I mentioned already, they had the resource to invest when opportunity arose and wasn't caught off guard by the sudden change in the economy. You should, as you journey to becoming financially, you should expect some type of chaos. You should expect some type of pullback. You should expect some type of downturn, in the economy for some time period. And you should, and you should expect it because nothing in life, nothing in this financial world is a smooth ride. Things just don't just go up. Things go up, it goes down, things go up, things go down. And that's how the market, balance itself out. And if you're not keeping that in mind that the market is not always going to always be going up, the market is not always going to be going down, you will get burned. You will lose money. You will lose out on opportunities for you to create great wealth, not only for yourself but the people around you, and also be in a position to help community, to help the society, you're a part of. Even recently, this month, you saw that the stock market had a 6 to 7% pullback, and those who were prepared was able to seize the opportunity. Even currently, despite you know Russia and Ukraine war, there's still opportunities you know, there's still opportunities for you to take advantage. Despite that, there's a global supply chain disruption, energy market disruption, a geopolitical um, disruption. Even go to currently since 2021, the rising inflation rates due to supply chain disruptions and increasing government spending have led to interest rate hikes and economy uncertainty. If you was paying attention to the news this past week or the past 2 weeks, there was a constant saying whether we're going to fall into recession, whether or not um, the market's going to crash. There's so many different things where it's being spoke about the past few weeks. And I just remind you, these are just opportunities for you to position yourself better in order to create greater wealth for yourself. This is the best time. The best time to start investing was yesterday. The best time to invest now is today. So that's what you have to constantly see. History throughout history, you've seen different pullbacks in different sectors, different markets, different businesses. And those who had reserve, those who were expecting such a downturn, such a sudden change in the economy, was able to capitalize, was able to, weather the storm. But those people who were not saving, those people who are not having putting money on the side, those people who are not prepared for such change, for such economic disaster, they got burned, they lost money, their business are closing down. Even to today, you see a lot of businesses still trying to make the money that they lost during COVID. A lot of companies still trying to reshape their business, you know, due to the different things that that happens in the financial world. Still trying to reposition themselves in case something else like similar or worse was supposed to happen, and how they can navigate through that and come out stronger. Wealthy people become more wealthier during during the storm. They become wealthier during the storm. And many people go from broke to a millionaire during a storm. And it's important for us to know that all the different events I named to you, there was a group of people who were able to capitalize on such opportunity. Was able to realize, yes, it's a disaster. Yes, people life changed for the worse, but they also realize that this is a great opportunity for me to change my family tree. This is a great opportunity for me to build wealth that I can use to impact the world positively. And I will leave us with this, as we continue to go through the rest of the year, as we probably will continue to hear about different disruptions, different rumors of war, so many, whether it's inflation, recession, just stay focused. Don't get distracted. Continue to invest. Um, remain, continue to invest. Continue to learn, study history, go back and read books, look at the great investors and look at how they was able to pivot in such a time. Even go back into the Bible and you look at the story of Joseph, you see how God was preparing Joseph for a famine. You know, and him being second in power, God was preparing him for a famine that lasts 7 years. What I say that's right, but you can see there's so many examples of what in the Bible and just in real life that you can learn from, and and if you're able to take these lessons and apply it to your life, you can do financially well for yourself. You can do financially well for yourself. Like Joseph being able to save what he saved in Egypt was the reason why he was able to help his family, help his brothers and his father when they came back to him. If he was not wise, or strategic in that way, when his brothers and family came to him, asking him for food, and asking him for grains, he wasn't able to help them. Even for the whole country of Egypt, he wasn't able to help Egypt if he didn't take some some steps in order to prepare for the famine that was ahead. So it's important to remain teachable, continue to learn, continue to adapt, you know, and just trust the process. This journey to building wealth is not a smooth path, it comes with the ups and downs. But if you stay consistent, as you stay committed to the process, there's a good chance, good possibility that you will reach that goal of becoming financially free. As always, I hope this bless you guys. I hope this encourage you guys, as we go through the rest of the year. I hope you guys remember no matter what happens, whatever um disaster, whether it's disruption, you should see it as opportunities for you to invest more, opportunities for you to get into better positions, opportunity for you to buy assets at such discount prices, you know, and I hope you do take those actions and look forward to seeing you guys next week. Stay blessed.